Hi, I'm Doug Ward from Tech Britain. Today we're here with Rose from the Sharp project. Thanks for your time, Rose.
You're welcome.
I'd just like to let our viewers know a little bit about yourself. That'd be great.
Yeah, my name is Rose Marley and I'm the manager of the Sharp project, and I'm also a director of SharpFutures, which is the social enterprise that's aligned to the Sharp project. The Sharp project is a creative digital production centre which has a tenant admission policy, which is that you have to make, manipulate or move about the world digital content.
I mean, one thing we found really cool is the sheer size of the Sharp project. I mean, it's huge, and you've really got a space for starting off and all growing the company as well. I'd like to talk about the membership for perhaps people who are in the bedroom, they don't really go out to meetups. You'd like to let them know a little bit about the membership, that'd be awesome.
Well, we started with shipping containers actually for that community, and this was very much based on the idea that at the time the three global technology companies, Google being one of them, we started off in garages, so let's put a load of shipping containers into a big warehouse space and start a tech community. And at £50 a week with your car parking space, that seems incredibly cost effective. But actually, we're discovering more and more that the sort of digital revolution is heavily populated with micro businesses, which are kind of, even that jump to £50 a week, you know, is a little bit too much. And there's an education that goes with that. So there was always an idea for the Sharp project to have a campus, like a communal co-working space where people could eat, meet, greet, and do business critically. In a network of like-minded people. And so the Sharp Project Campus, which it opens its doors this month, starts really basically, well, it's £100 for the year. It's actually £80 plus VAT, but we recognise that actually those businesses won't be VAT registered. So for £100 for the year, you can base yourself here 1 day a week, you can work from here, you know, you can use the hubs, you get a discount on the meeting rooms, you can use the lockers, showers, all that type of stuff. And it's to completely reduce that entry level for, you know, digital entrepreneurs, people with great ideas that, you know, will benefit from other people with great ideas who've maybe got them off the ground.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing I think is important to re-emphasise is because of the size of the place, if you don't know how to do maybe design work, there's so many creative people here. But those people who perhaps can't afford to get an office and they can afford a membership, can come here, sit and listen to the great things that are going on.
Well, that's what we hope, and that tenant admission policy that is to make, manipulate or move about the world digital content, it's quite restrictive actually, and intentionally so, but there is a wider audience that wants to engage with the Sharp project. So for example, you might get you know, things like your professional services who are keen to kind of meet with our tenants, but they can never be a tenant here. And again, there's, like you said, the creatives, you know, what is digital content? I mean, we kind of say everybody's digital content, because what business doesn't have digital content? Absolutely. So our illustration of that point is one of our tenants that started off in a blue office and is now grown even further and further into a gold office, is the national company Betfred. And you think, how does Betfred fit into that policy? It's Betfred's apps and content arm that's based here. Yeah, and that kind of sums up the point really, that every business is digital. So yes, we've got loads of creative businesses here. We've got, you know, digital marketing, we've got broadcast productions, we've got lighting people, we've got general kind of, you know, creatives who all work in the digital world. But what the campus does is allows that to stretch that a bit further. So that if somebody is maybe, say, a copywriter, and it's like, okay, do you make digital content? But actually, yes, you're the right kind of match for the Sharp project ethos, and the Sharp project ethos is a can-do attitude, actually. You know, so there's a whole range of membership which allows us to engage at a wider level. Day passes, you know, for people who are coming up to Manchester for, you know, a couple of days and want somewhere to work from, and maybe need to access large files, you know, that they can't download. You can kind of burst your data from here. So all sorts of, you know, whatever you need, we hope that we can deliver that.
Yeah. I mean, I should say, if you're coming into Manchester and you're thinking about being in a coffee shop and you're watching this, it is not an option. You need to get down to the Sharp project. Absolutely. Tonight we're here for the event 004. I'd like to let our viewers know a little bit about that, that'd be great.
Yeah, this is again, as with all sort of events and activity at the Sharp project, this has grown very much out of a question that keeps coming up and keeps being asked, and that is the similar question to what you're asking is, what makes a tech city, what makes a city a great place for startups. And one of the kind of links that we've built with the Sharp project is with Shoreditch and the Silicon Roundabout. I'm sure you're going to feature them at some point on your tour. And they have got, a cluster of opportunity there. And we started a conversation quite some time ago with Tech Hub, who are kind of the mouthpiece for that community as well. And they have a co-working space in Shoreditch. And Elizabeth, who's the founder of Tech Hub, and I have always had a conversation, don't you think you should come to Manchester? I don't know. Is there an appetite? I don't know. And as we were kind of having this conversation, Martin Bryant, who's the editor of the Next Web, had put on his blog that there is no startup community in Manchester, obviously to generate the response which he got back, which was woof,
It's kind of worked.
Yeah. So we kind of said, right, let's turn that into a panel. Let's put everybody in the room. Let's have that conversation. So tonight we're kind of asking that question, what makes it a tech city? Is there an appetite to bring tech up here? And then we've got all sorts of, some of our tenants here like AppLearn and Global Tech who face difficulties in their startup operations. It's like, is that because you're in the UK? Is that because you're in Manchester? Is that a problem that's particular to just you and your business or you and your industry? And kind of they're bringing some of the propositions forward. It's great being in Manchester because of this, or, a hurdle we have is this, and they're going to kind of pose back to that panel as well. Some of the findings that they've come across really from AppLearn in particular, started out as a small organisation, and they've got like 15 staff now, and their global clients include Siemens, for example, and they've got Deutsche Bank and all sorts of massive global companies, and they've got an aggressive growth plan for over the next 2 years where they'll be taking on 150 staff, and so they're like growing, and they've met various difficulties, whereas Global Tech's a much smaller organisation. They're much earlier on the journey,
Absolutely,
so it's like what are they finding has helped them, about being in this space. So it's just an open and honest dialogue really, so that we can gather the information and build on it, because we want Manchester to be at the forefront of Tech Britain.
One thing I should say with our travelling around Britain is it's really good to hear something that's so big still listening to guys who are just starting out. So the membership idea is something that we really think is an attractive offer, and it's just great to hear that the Sharp project is offering those kind of things.
Again, the other thing about that's really important is there are huge dramas on site here for Sky Television and for Channel 4. So again, it's not necessarily just the tech businesses that campus can attract, because you do get your kind of makeup artists and some of the the businesses that you wouldn't describe as tech businesses. Just you go and buy a cup of coffee and do business. That's the way we see it, and it's a way to make sure that those big dramas don't kind of house themselves up in the warehouse and don't come out. There's enough going on in here for them to come out and make sure that they mingle and that work's generated.
You can really see that it's been thought out, the space, how you've got the cafe in like an open area. So what Rose is saying, like the big companies who are perhaps taking bigger spaces, they're still socialising with the little guy, which is only got to be a good thing.
Absolutely.
For innovation. That's fantastic. Just so our viewers know, there's events regularly at the Sharp project. Maybe you'd like to let them know about the next one coming up.
Tomorrow, you mean?
Wow.
Which is a Petrocuture. Are you familiar with the Petrocuture concept?
I say yes.
It's the Japanese way of delivering PowerPoints effectively in kind of an effective manner, and the Sharp project's version, you're allowed to do 5 slides and you've got 10 minutes and you've got to get your point across. And that's very much aimed at we've got a ton of new tenants actually, and quite a few campus members coming through, so it's almost like a way to kind of make sure that they know what they're doing, and if they're looking for particular services that they know that they do them, and so it's kind of fast turnaround. So that's 3 o'clock tomorrow, and that is yeah, it's tenants and campus members. So kind of going forward from there, really, there's all sorts of, you know, events planned. We've got a creative credits events planned. Following that, tons of stuff, and then socialising as well. You know, that's the other thing.
So our viewers should go on the website, events all the time.
Yeah. I mean, the big events are, you know, sort of always planned way in advance, so just sign up to our mailing list and you'll get the information about that. But again, there's always stuff with the campus members and the tenants that you can kind of dip into.
Rose, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.